I recently, shout out to Nori, shout out to DJ EFN, shout out to the whole Drink Champs cast. They had the game on Drink Champs, and he was quoted saying, Kanye West did more for me in a weekend than Dr. Dre has ever done for me. Now, I know they drink a lot on Drink Champs. But when you hear those type of words, it's like, how's that possible? You know? If we were to, have this LeBron-Jordan conversation, LeBron's not beating Jordan because Jordan paved the way for where you at. So if Dr. Dre was the first person to give you a deal and put you in a position where people could actually see you, where you could eventually become G-Unit and eventually work with Kanye West, then there's no way that you would really fix your mind to say that. My theory, Wack 100 came out a couple weeks ago and he said the game was banned from the Super Bowl by Jay-Z. Now, it's easy to put the blame on Hov. You know what I mean? Oh, one time Game dissed Jay-Z, so Jay-Z's the music, he's supervising the
NFL.
Right, the NFL and the musical direction for the halftime show.
And all that.
Right.
Okay.
So if you dissed him, if you ever told him to SMD, you're not gonna be there. But was that really what happened?
Dre didn't say that. From what I heard.
Dre didn't confirm that. No one else confirmed that. But it would be something to tell the public, because the public would naturally sit there and be like, Dre, M, 50, Snoop,
Kendrick.
where's Game?
Kendrick.
But where's Game?
But may I say something before you get to your point? Was Game bigger or as big
Never.
as any of these people?
Hold on. Stop right there. Cause I don't want anybody to forget that his first album did sell
4 million.
5
million.
5 million.
Off the heels of a 50 record, Hate It or Love It.
Whoa, slow down. Cause we had Lloyd Banks, we had Tony Yayo, who was rocking with 50 for way longer than Game was, and they never sold close to that.
Game had the West Coast. Now this is marketing. He had the West Coast. So
Explain West Coast radio.
Of course, West Coast radio is one of the
toughest. It's the second biggest market.
It's a huge market.
Right.
It's tough to break in on.
Right.
And the fact that he was in the melting pot with 50 and Dr. Dre.
He has East and West.
Facilitated him getting on the radio, and he was basically the king of the West when that came out.
Again, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, because they couldn't do nothing with him before 50 Cent.
He was Chuck Taylor.
Okay. He became the Game. He joined G-Unit. He went on a dissing rappers to kind of get attention thing. He set it off with Joe Budden. Joe Budden was the first one that he went at.
I don't even
and then
remember
eventually
that.
it became part of a formula where in the beginning of Game's career, he just name dropped a lot of people, which honestly is a tactic that he took from Eminem, in my opinion.
And he had the force, he had the strength. He had a lot of
He had the force, he had the
money.
strength.
Okay.
Jimmy Henchman.
Mm-hmm. He had the blood.
East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Thorough
kind of statue out here. So eventually when Game came to New York and they asked him about all the 50 Cent's beefs, something I seen personally happen a million times.
They wrote his brother Billboard ran with Puff.
Billboard, okay, there it is.
Billboard ran with Puff.
Right. But 50 was his own entity, and he ran his ship the way he saw fit. And if you're gonna be around his enemies or people that he's not particularly getting along with at the moment, then you might as well be one of them. So when the game came on Hot 97 and he said, I got love for Nas, I got love for all these people, being that he was in New York in the field, he made a choice. Do I support the brand that's kind of helping me?
Kinda.
Hold on. Do I support the brand that helped me get to this level, but is not helping me deal with the situations that they're putting me in? Because that...
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
All right. 50 Cent. Diamond. Nigga, you're not getting close to him. You're not. A ninja's gonna come out of somewhere and karate chop you, he's gonna shoot you 5 times, you're gonna disappear. Nobody's ever gonna see you again. Cause that's 50 Cent. However, sometimes the guy at the top doesn't see what the people below him have to deal with. When he sends them out in the world, after he starts trouble with other people just as powerful as him, who can't get to him because he's powerful too, but they can get to the people under you.
I can't co-sign that.
You think, I'm about to say, you think that's game story? No, go ahead.
I've been around Fifth enough years to know there's protocols for everyone in his system. You know, and there's a certain way you have to maneuver. So if he knows it's action, he'll put extra dudes around his people. He won't mention it, he won't say it. You know, I've seen him do things for rappers, I'm not gonna say which rappers, who were jammed up, and he made sure that they could move and they were protected. So with Game, even if he had his West Coast buddies, guaranteed for sure, he had East Coast gangsters around him to make sure, yo, Game, it's hot out here. Fifth doesn't care about anything in the industry. He cares about the streets more. He's always in tune with the streets.
I'm gonna say it again. Those same East Coast gangsters.
Yeah.
You don't think they felt the pressure?
That's the part of the
You
job,
don't think people was
man.
calling them like, yo, your man gonna be out here? Well, we can't get to his boss. What's up with him? You gonna roll?
But you...
Man,
everybody's feeling the pressure at a certain point.
But Math, you know what you're doing when you're coming into this game. And he was already seasoned. And check it. It wasn't Billboard. I think it was his brother that was Big Face. I believe Billboard was his man that got killed. I think Big Face was the one that messed with Face or whatever that messed with Puffy. His brother is documented. He knew the business already. He might not have been a businessman, but he knew the business. They knew what they was doing. I don't never think that Game felt unsafe in New York City.
If anything, he felt empowered.
I could be wrong.
Wait.
I could be wrong.
You could be wrong.
But I didn't get the vibe of when I was around him that he ever felt unsafe in New York City. He was moving, he was shaking. From what I was told, he had a friendship with Nas and he respected Nas.
Right.
And being that 50 went against Nas, he chose to be like, I'm gonna be neutral. I fuck with 50, I'm signed to him, but I also fuck with Nas. So if I'm gonna come out and say I'm not gonna shit and diss Nas when I really fuck with him, that's the story that was told to me.
But you're saying this in New York City.
But this is my man.
On the radio.
But I understand.
And not to 50 Cent.
It could cause dissension with him and his people. I'm not denying that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if I have a friendship, this me and you, and we on this show, I got a friendship with this man. If you don't like this man or whatever, and they ask me a question about this man, I'm gonna say, yeah, I fuck with Math, but Heineken's my fucking man too.
See, this is where shit gets confusing, right? Years ago, and I tell the story all the time, Benzino called me up to do a diss record against Eminem. I was already on a Rock the Party remix with Lil' Kim. I already recorded my verse that was set to go down. But then he called me for this situation. And in my mind, as an artist, I definitely liked Eminem more than I liked Benzino as far as like craft-wise, right? And once I saw that it wasn't gonna be like just me in the situation and there was a bunch of people doing the same shit, I backed out. He said, oh, how you expect people to treat you like team if you don't act like it? I said, I don't think this is a good decision for me because there was too many other people doing it. He was making a whole mixtape, people dissing Eminem. I would have just been another number on that mixtape. There was no guarantee that I would get a situation out of this. There was no guarantee that he would be like, yo, you rolling with us now. There was no guarantee. So somebody like Game, just looking at things and being like, yo, I'm here on the East Coast. Fifth ain't here. I don't really know this world.
There?
Huh?
How do we know Fifth wasn't there?
Because he was at High 97 by himself. When he said all the things that he said. I remember the night that he said.
But people let you go by yourself so you can have your star out there. I don't want to overshadow you, so I'm going to let you go by yourself.
So he decided on that night to be his own man against the people who helped him get to where he was, right? Fast forward. Throughout the years, you've heard Game praise Dr. Dre a million times. Millions of times. However, he was booted off of Aftermath. He was booted off of G Unit Records. He had no dealings with Shady Records. He was on Geffen, his next album. Now, years go by, Dr. Dre does the Super Bowl with M, 50, Mary J, Kendrick Lamar. That's it, right?
Snoop Dogg.
50. Snoop Dogg.
And 50.
Snoop Dogg. 50. Yeah, 50's in there. Game is not a part of this. A lot of people question why Game wasn't a part of it. He goes on Drink Champs, he says, Kanye West did more for me in a weekend than Dr. Dre ever did.
You agree with that?
No. I don't know, though. I don't know what is value to him. But from the outside looking in, I couldn't assess that.
I mean,
you dig what I'm saying? I couldn't assess that.
Neither, but I mean,
I couldn't assess that. So I said, Dre responded after he made that comment. Like, what?
What did Dre say?
He said, what? This is why he wasn't on the Super Bowl. Unstable. Unstable, being the quote. Unstable.
But why would he have been on that stage? And it's no disrespect to Game. I fucked with Game too.
Right.
But if you making that stage, he could have put Cube up there with him. And they could have did some stuff with Cube. Like Cube is a Cali dude too. I mean, what he did with Cube set the stage for everything. So why would
Cube was never his artist. Everybody else on that stage was an artist that he worked with.
But their star power, let me tell you this. I once saw a bunch of people get crazy when they saw 50 Cent. And they were like, Mommy, that's the guy that's on TV. And it hit me. They don't look at him as a rapper anymore. He's a TV star that happens to do music. So when you take him, you take Dr. Dre, Beats by Dre. Boom. Mary J. Blige. Look at the star power. Eminem, transcends. Snoop Dogg, transcends.
Kendrick.
For whatever he is.
He's bigger than Game, man. He sold more records than Game ever did.
Right.
Game is still in a pocket. He doesn't transcend outside of hip hop.
Outside of the West Coast. Outside of the West Coast. If he comes to New York. But
Let's
if
give
he
him
comes
US.
to the East Coast, if he comes to the East Coast, he's cool. Let's talk about when we talk about Nipsey, when everybody's like Nipsey's a god, right? He couldn't sell out SOBs when he came here though. And that was right before, that wasn't long ago. He's a West Coast god.
Right.
What Game was a West Coast, when Game sold those records, he blew up the West Coast. He had niggas wanting to go to Cali. Huh?
He was popping in New York.
No, he was popular, but we're talking about at one time. We're talking about over time. All those artists that you name are transcending.
They're beyond music.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they still matter. If you drop Mary J. Blige in New York or LA, she matters the same. Game matters big deal in California. He don't matter the same over here. Not to say chicks not gonna come check him. It's not the same wave over here.
But how could you say that when he was in Brooklyn surrounded by like a couple thousand niggas dissing Meek Mill?
That's a phenomenon for a moment. Like, dissing, people come out for dissing shit. People want controversy. People love controversy. So if you're gonna be controversial, yeah, I'm definitely gonna come out and I'm gonna support it because I don't really know him neither. He's not out here.
Right.
So you can drop down. I mean, you could drop in here and you can shit on this dude here, and I'm just gonna support you while you're famous. I might get some camera time. I'm coming out there. I might get a picture. Content is king.
Yep.
It's a different wave out here.
So at the
right
end
now.
of the day, how do we chalk this up?
How
Who's
do we
right? Who's
chalk
wrong?
it up?
Who's right? Who's wrong?
I'm gonna.
Is it possible Kanye West could have done more for Game?
Absolutely not.
How? When,
Absolutely. What do
how,
you do?
when we
Put him
talking
on a
about
song?
15 years late. We're talking about 15 years later.
Huh?
His biggest records was Kanye.
But you're 15 years later.
Wait, hold
when you
on,
worked that
hold
Kanye
on.
record, you had. Okay, go ahead.
Here's a question. What if Game is speaking in the spiritual sense, where he put out that verse about Kim Kardashian, which was savage. Everybody heard it. We was like, oh, this is savage.
It was the most savage stab at Kim Kardashian in public.
Savage.
Bigger than the leak of the of the sex tape. To me, the Game record was crazy.
Kanye forgives him. Kanye forgives him. In the nature of Jesus Christ himself, Kanye forgives him. However, when he violated 50 and Dre, it was not forgiven.
I think
You're going to get. You go first.
I think that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because it's crazy to me. You do a song with a dude that disrespected the mother of your kids only to go after another dude that's just smashing the mother of your kids currently. If you're going to keep the energy for Pete Davidson, keep it for Game, keep it for all them dudes, keep it for Ray J. You can't pick and choose. Math.
Why?
Math.
Why?
You know what that is.
One is
Mav, you
post
joking,
his
right?
marriage. One is post his marriage and one is not.
Math.
One is what? One is what?
Post his marriage. One is
Thank
something
you.
that
Don't say
happened
it again.
before.
What you
Something that, hold on. All right. Who's ever dating Serena Williams and have seen her hit the pinnacle of tennis?
Yeah.
Who was dating her when she wasn't the best?
That makes sense. But you pick a guy that savagely disrespected your baby mother to diss the
Mav,
guy
you're not
that's
doing that.
smashing your baby mother.
Me and you getting to know each other. Me and you were getting to know each other. You're
But
not doing that.
What means more? The fact that you made a mistake with Dre and 50 and you feel like you were never forgiven. You did this terrible thing talking about Kanye's wife, the mother of his children, and he forgives you and he does a record with you.
that was a smack in the face. Like, I don't like going against, like, Ye and all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I understand Ye's in a different mental position, but that was a stab at Kim. Like, that's the problem with why he's trying to get back with this girl and she's on Vogue saying she moved on. Because you killing me, bro. You say you want me back, right? And we got these kids, but you're gonna do a record with the same nigga who dissed me harder than everybody else. It ain't got nothing to do with Pete.
All
This
right,
is about me
question.
and you.
Kadia. A guy who dissed you on a record, right? Does a song with your boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend.
He's not your boyfriend no
No,
more.
absolutely not.
Why?
It's loyalty. Why would you do that? You just publicly disrespected me. And now you're gonna go make a song which just doesn't.
Because he's loyal to Jesus.
Right.
What Jesus got to do with that?
That's a clip right there.
I'm not saying. I'm just letting him do his thing.
I don't know what.
No.
I mean, maybe I'm unaware, but I
In
ain't
the
know what he has
sense
to
of
do with
forgiveness.
that.
You gotta understand, like, Kanye's asking for he's pleading for his family back.
Right. But
Knowing whatever's happened already happened. There's no part of his mind that's like, Pete Davidson didn't smash yet. Maybe I got time to diss him enough that he never gets to smash. No, he knows what's going on. He's like, yo, get that nigga out the picture. I forgive you. Just come back over here.
But is the way to do a record with somebody, like, let's reverse this. And I hate analogies. I hate them.
He do.
I hate analogies. Just put it vice versa. Math Hoffa is with a chick, you know what I'm saying? And she's doing all the same shit that Kanye's doing. She's doing a record with a chick that shitted on you crazy. You know, the situation you had. She chooses the record
I've been in that position
to do
before.
with the bitch
That's crazy.
in
He has
the
been.
situation. Okay.
Right.
How you gonna feel about that other person that agrees to do the record? Like, and not only we're doing the record, we're shitting on Math, and then the bitch comes to you and says, yo, babe,
Let's get back together.
let's get back together, babe. It's over.
And everyone sees
It's
us
out my
publicly.
system. It's out my system, Mav. I'm sorry I got on the record with this bitch. What's up? That's what I want to know from you. All right?
Right.
I'm just staring at your face. What's the verdict of that? Are you taking her back? Is it all good? Are you even
Now here's a
considering
question.
it?
Here's a question. What's the bigger move? Her doing a diss record with somebody I hate, or me taking her back? What's the biggest move? What's the more substantial move?
The move that you really want to do in your heart. I'm
No.
not talking about the substantial move.
But
How
to the
are
public,
you going to feel
to the
cool?
public, which one is the most substantial move?
The illest move would be like, I'm going to take you back, bitch. That's the ill move. But are we going to look at you crazy at the same time?
Right.
Because as a man, because she shitted on you publicly with somebody else that we know that you don't fuck with, and you're gonna turn around and take this girl back. What I'm gonna say is that pussy was talking to my man Math.
That's what I'm gonna
You
say.
ever acted up with your boyfriend in public?
She said she
Never?
only had 2 boyfriends. We can't count her.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
She
don't know
had
how-
2 boyfriends.
I don't know how that works.
No.
How that work if you only got 2? That don't
Because- No, I don't know. I feel like when you do it in public and everything,
it's disappointing
there
no return.
forever. And then if I do take him back, now I look like a clown. Because
Why do
everyone's
you
like,
look
yo.
like, who do you look like a clown to?
So if I told my friends, if I told my family, if I argued in front of like someone of substance that's always in my life, you know what I'm saying? I take them back. They're like, this bum ass, bozo ass bitch. Like, what the fuck
Really?
is wrong with you?
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
know what I'm saying? Like-
do you think that people look at Beyonce like a clown?
Oh,
See, that's
man.
different because they're gonna
Why
be
is
like,
it different?
They're gonna be like, oh,
Why
because
is
it's
it different?
Beyonce. You know how her like team, the people,
Jay-
her fan are. They be like, she could do no wrong.
If you gonna say
Even
Jay
you know
came
what I'm
out
saying?
publicly with his one song, the Might Lost One and all that, whatever the show, whatever that song was, but he directly went at Beyonce about the shit she was doing. And that was public.
Right.
And he was still with her, and it was an issue.
song was
So I
that?
already know I can't remember the name of it.
But then on top
he
of that,
went-
there was Lemonade There
No,
was
he went
Lemonade where she put some personal information out there, and he responded on 444, kind of confirming I fucked up, but she took me back.
That's all fake.
Yeah, that's how I look at it as. I feel like they sat in a room and said,
Yes,
this is on the
Probably
table.
the most money.
Yo, Bigger,
Exactly.
I don't
You
know how
don't
you
think
can
that
say,
Jay-Z
hold on, hold on, Bigger.
No, I'm not saying
How you
that.
could sit there, hold on, let me talk to Bigger
I
real
never
quick.
said that.
I gotta talk to Bigger real quick. How you could say that's all fake when I sit in the car with you and tell you everything that's going on and then play a song I wrote about it?
I'm saying. that
Why you think
situation-
other people ain't doing that?
Thank you.
What I'm saying
He
is,
knows women have written songs about me, and I've watched them record it, and I've been like this, like, yo, you trying to play me. Like, yo,
No, but
I know
listen-
you writing this about me, and you disrespect me, and he knows that.
these are
Right.
hit records too.
And
like
he
top-
knows that. I've been
no, real
watching him
shit.
like, yo, you
top
yo,
three
you trying
songs.
to play me.
With who?
See, that's what I'm
I
going
just
Turn
think
the
that
camera up. I
people
don't know.
And I've been like, yo, you trying to
missed
play
the
me
album.
out, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it being written, and I'm watching it being recorded. So I know for a fact that people do make records about people while they're in the mix, yo. We gotta wrap up.
All right, but again,
I saw Ghost do this.
who
He did like 3 times already.
Who is in the wrong? Is what Game saying about Kanye West? Cause I just proposed what angle it could be coming from.
Absolutely.
Kanye West forgave me. You and 50 never forgave me.
But they had a budget and they spent wild money to make him a star. Even when Kanye did records with him,
Bruh.
there was a musical budget, a marketing promotional budget.
You
that
know
made
how
him
this
a
shit
star.
go. You know how this
His
shit go,
4
man.
or 5 million records US and 8 to 10 million worldwide set him up for who he is right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It set him up. The money that they spent on that one record is
Right.
not anything that Kanye West spent on him to make him an individual star. What Kanye did was after he already was becoming a star already, and he added sauce to it. You can't think that Kanye did more than Dr. Dre. When Dr. Dre signed off on the 50 thing, he supposedly bought him 250 the same way that Jimmy Iovine bought him to Dre. So how could you even say, once you pass that demo along, and he says, I'm bringing you in the G Unit, and they give you an advance, and they put a budget out there that really sells you records, they did the most for you. You just mad. Now, over the scheme of time, they stopped doing what they was doing, and Kanye came and splashed in, and now Kanye is at a significant time when, no disrespect to Game, he wasn't a household nationwide name as far as music.
Right.
So when he comes and does this and creates the Donda thing, and you you're formerly the person that dissed Kim Kardashian, and Kanye is warring with Kim Kardashian, it's a thing called symmetry.
But he's not necessarily warring with her. He's not saying he's not going at her as much as he's going at not being with her. You dig what I'm saying?
I feel you. That's that rapper shit that we talked about on Remy. When
Right.
y'all look at things and y'all think of things deeper, because now, he isn't going at her. He's not shitting on her.
Right.
He's shitting on Pete Davidson and shitting on the things that she did. He only really came at her the one time about
Psychological
about the
warfare.
birthday party.
Right.
Now that I really sit down and really think about it.
Right.
But when you go publicly, like when me and him saw, like Shaq spoke out about this publicly, and I don't always agree with what Shaq say, but Shaq was like, he looking crazy because he's coming out publicly with everything. Why would somebody not rock with him if he's going public with everything?
I think if he didn't say anything, the assumptions would be worse.
You think so?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I think people not realizing what caused all of this. Like, you have to go back in the days. You have to be old enough to been there when this was all going on, which me and you are. But 50 Cent was Dr. Dre's high commodity at that time.
Yes.
This is business, guys. Like, come on, man.
I'm not
You know what I'm saying?
signing.
If we gonna deal on a business aspect, 50 Cent is my, at this time, highest commodity. My dude, you's a nobody. I don't even know you yet. You good potential you hope could be. But this dude right here is my high commodity.
He's doing it.
Right now. You just go against him, you bite him, you know, staring your teeth at him, and this is my high commodity.
I can't.
Come on,
Yeah,
son,
I mean, that's regular business.
rocket
I'm
scientists
going
to
with
figure
who's
this
bringing
out.
the,
Exactly.
I'm going with who's bringing
My
the
man,
money
if
in.
I took a picture with you and stood next to you and said you was some type of artist next to me and I'm Dr. Dre, man, I did more than you damn near.
Let's keep it funky. It's a different situation because if that's what you're looking at, when Dr. Dre had Beats by Dre, 50 came out with his own headphones in competition.
Nah, he wasn't in competition. You don't think that Dre get money off of 50 joint?
No.
Somehow.
He didn't.
I'm telling.
Bigger.
Maybe
Don't
not,
say it unless
wait,
you know if it's true.
I'm going to say what's true. 50 is the brother. You don't think Jimmy Iovine getting a little piece of money out of that?
I don't know.
Absolutely. He wouldn't even got the deal.
What you saying? He got a 360?
50 would not even have got no deal for no beats, no Dre, no nothing like that if Jimmy Iovine wasn't a part of that. Jimmy Iovine is the person who started all of that in the real thing that brought Dre in.
Okay.
He did bring Dre in.
So what does that mean?
He cut 50 a little piece. You can come out with your own little Dre, 50 beats or whatever. I'm the mass producer. You know what I'm saying? I get the money, you get your little cut like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that could be possible because he did cut deals with other people.
That's what's going
to be
on.
a part of Beats by Dre, like, yo, you want to be a part of it,
That's what's going on.
we'll cut your deal. So if 50 came,
That's what's going on.
If 50 came to him and said, yo, I want to have my own shit,
that's going on.
I could see him saying, we'll set you up.
That's all
to help
going
you get your
on.
own little thing. Like, Monster was a part of Beats by Dre, and then they not a part of Monster no more. They bought out Monster Piece.
No, but here's the thing. When the game and 50 beef happened, game got relocated to Geffen. But that second album, there wasn't a lot of Dr. Dre beats on that either.
Was it any?
You just messed with my high commodity.
Was it Dre beats on the second album?
The Doctor's
No, I'm talking about 50's album.
50's album.
Yeah.
So
they both felt a little distance from their rivalry as far as like Dre.
But he said he was impartial. He said before he backed away technically from both of them because he didn't want to be in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, why would Game be mad now?
Because he called himself the Doctor's protege.
But how when you're signed to G-Unit? And when you was the Doctor's protege, you wasn't
But that's
coming out.
that's not where you started at.
But you didn't come out where you started, man.
It don't matter.
It do matter.
It don't
How
matter.
you gonna say, because you signed me, right? You signed me and I don't do nothing, and then he comes in and he's a star, he say, yo, I'm gonna bring him the bag fuel. And I become a big star and you make money off of me, that don't matter. He's the reason why I'm the star, not you. Although I got there first.
All right, so keep it like that. What if he gets more views on my expert opinion than bag fuel? Is that a bad thing? Does that mean that he has to betray your relationship or downplay the relationship he had with you or the dreams and aspirations he had with you just because he might get more views over here?
But if y'all are warring, if y'all are warring, like Bigger said, it's business. I'm caught up in the web now because I'm with you and I'm with him and y'all are warring with each other. Now, I'm a casualty. I'm a business casualty.
Collateral
of war.
damage.
I'm lucky that they switched me to Geffen. I'm saying thank you, G's. Get your points or whatever that y'all doing. Now I get to do my own thing, but the luster's gone. I don't got Dr. Dre. and I don't got
50s,
G-Unit
yeah.
force behind me, but I
But
do
the
have
second
a
album
career
was Doctor's
still.
Advocate.
Huh?
The second album was titled Doctor's Advocate.
Because
LAX.
he was trying to hold on.
He was trying to hold on.
He was trying to hold on.
I think he's hurt that the relationship is no longer where it is with
Hey,
Dr.
what-
Dre.
you
And
shouldn't
he's
be-
being,
Wait, hold on,
And-
because Heineken's saying exactly how I feel.
and he's just like, damn, bro. This, and then we forget, where was the Super Bowl at?
L.A.
So it's in LA, and it's just like what happened with Slow Bucks when they said, why did you come on the stage when you had beef with Fifth? And I'll never forget what he said. It was all Queens. I got caught in the moment. So, no, listen. So now, when it's, come on. So when it comes to game, it's Snoop on there, it's Dre on there, it's Kendrick. And it's in LA, and the Rams are winning. Odell represents LA. He's like, I needed to be there.
But Heineken.
I'm not saying he's right.
Look at the song he said he was gonna do if he was on a halftime show.
Oh no, he's bugging.
Come on. This is what we talking
This is
about
exactly
here.
what we're talking
Why we even question? He said 30 bars of whatever that crazy shit was. He did.
Come on, man. You're not
Come
doing
on.
business.
300 bars and run it.
He said he already left the platform up on why people wouldn't do it because of what he said he would do.
Exactly.
Right. So is this a testimony of Game kind of taking an emotional backlash at Dre?
Yep.
And saying, well, I'm gonna give Kanye more credit than you because you didn't let me get what I wanted? Or is it him just feeling hurt and feeling like, how come Kanye could forgive me, but y'all can't?
What about that thing that you said on a couple of shows ago when you was talking to your mans and them and you was like, yo, sometimes you just gotta get your head out the hood, basically.
Yeah.
It's time to move on and understand that this is a business.
Business.
I heard you tell your mans in them that. And you told them like, yo, you gotta let that go. When does it become about creativity? This is where he's at. This is a business, bro.
This is where who's at?
No, this is where Game has put himself in. This is a business.
Yeah.
If they're gonna go on this halftime show, this is the first time it's ever gone down. We're not risking anything. Because you've been such a wild card. That's like the old you.
Yeah.
Right? If I worried about you going on stage and punching a nigga in their face at any point in time, I would say I love Math and I want to put this money in his pocket, but I'm not going to let Math fuck this $50 million up for me. This is just what the bottom line is. I love you and respect you, but this Math right now ain't popping shit like that. This Math right now is schooling the young niggas about drill, about, yo, get your mind out the gutter. This is creativity. This is for your family. This Math, I'm definitely putting you on stage for the fucking Super Bowl.
Right.
But if you turn around and I don't put you on stage, let me lower my voice, and then you turn around and say, I'm gonna do this crazy, yo, what record? Nori set him up. Well, what record would you do?
Again.
As soon as he said that stupid shit, sorry,
Yeah.
that validated Dr. Dre. This is why I didn't do it. Go on, bigger.
Eminem is your that's your number one guy right there. 50 Cent is his number one guy right there. I'm not. How you gonna cross all that up? For
There's too much power.
Is like a
He's nobody's number one guy.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you like a rebel. Like you like
Yeah.
you know you not in accord.
And we forget-
if you was in accord.
Yes.
And you had a problem, you would have never publicly went and attacked anything that's connected to me that I'm getting my bread off. Are you crazy? Carry your head, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating off that.
Yeah.
You got a problem, you come to me and you explain it to me and I see
There you
how
go.
I could fix this, but you don't go publicly and start making records and trying to G you not. Something that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm eating off of that.
Right.
And we know, or we feel like he's not really with 50. Right? Y'all, they might have squashed their beef, but if they really was niggas that squash their beef for real, they do songs together. They come out like Hov and Nas, like we're black men and we're together.
Well,
they not together.
If 50's anything like I think he is, and I think that we hold a lot of similarities, there's just certain lines you don't come back from.
Absolutely, that's the truth.
Listen, I've been around him for years.
That's the truth.
I already know. When I seen him, I'm like, ain't nobody that's gonna be on that stage that ain't supposed to be on that stage.
Listen, he's a shrewd businessman.
Yeah.
Man.
Sometimes you could go too far with it.
And you gotta remember the connection they all have. 50, Snoop, P.I.M.P., Mary J. is on 50's show. Eminem. It's entangled.
Not too long ago, Snoop said some things about Eminem that wasn't favorable to him.
About him being, if he wasn't white?
No, he said he just don't mess with his music.
Okay, don't mess with his music, okay.
And they both was on this show. So what is it that Game did that just barred him completely?
It was disrespect. He was very disrespectful during that time. You know, very disrespectful. You know, once you start going to the levels, again, of calling a street dude a snitch, you know what I'm saying, and going all that.
Yeah.
It goes.
It is.
Yeah, you went too.
There it is.
And then on top of that,
crossed
who was he
the line
rolling
There it
with?
is.
Hold on, who was he
crossed
rolling
the
with?
line.
Jimmy Henchman.
Yeah,
Jimmy
that
and 50 got
don't
beef.
fuck with Jimmy.
That you running with
They
my
got beef.
you running with my
The
live
Tony Yayo
enemies.
shit. They
Let me
got-
tell you something, and I'm gonna
many
tell you
lines.
this, because this video is out. I remember Fifth had a meeting with a bunch of white executives. Big meeting. He gets an alert on his phone. Fifth is in a suit. I'm just sitting there chilling, waiting to leave. He tells these big execs, stay right here, I have to do something. Puts up the phone and starts laughing because Jimmy Henchman just got locked up, whatever. They just indicted him. Haha, nigga, you in jail. Mind you, these is big execs. I don't know what. And they're like literally right where Big is. He's like, yeah, nigga. You right where you need to be, nigga. Puts the phone down, posts it on the gram. I was right there. Says, yeah, back to the meeting, guys. So how much you offering? What's the residual?
He's real.
He don't fuck with Jimmy.
He's real different, yo.
And that's King's man.
I literally grew up with that man. And 50 used to tell niggas we was cousins. He told Rock Wilder in his face, okay? And I honestly think that all that kid stuff, it don't really matter no more. But in the back, like, I'm saying this because in the back of his mind, he respects certain shit.
He loves street
And that's
shit.
why I'm to be honest, he didn't put me on This Is 50. This dude did.
Right.
But when I left when I left from seeing him, because he didn't say nothing bad, like don't have that nigga around me no more, don't bring him up to the office, that made them feel like it's comfortable to have him here. Because he will voice how the fuck he feels at any point in time. So if he's that type of person, even with me and my small situation, I would imagine he's that type of person with game situation too. I might have squashed it with him, but bro, it ain't never really squashed like that. I'm not fucking with him.
Yeah,
period.
if you do the research, you'll understand that he kind of took issue with Lloyd Banks for speaking with Game over someone who was injured in an altercation at Hot 97.
I know about
Yeah.
that. And I know his name, and I ain't gonna say his name, but
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
and that man got fired. Although he got into the altercation, talking about the one that got you know what I mean? He wound up getting fired from the label after all of that. On top of that,
Right.
which was crazy. Which was like he was just there, and he's that's a casualty of war. He had, you know what I'm saying?
But it's deeper than that. He's scarred for life.
Yeah.
He's scarred for life.
And he's a regular good dude. He ain't even no street nigga. He's just a regular dude
And
that
if
was
you
in the
can't
business.
fix him, how can you fix that?
Facts. Shout out to my guy. I ain't gonna care.
So what do you think? Game was just being emotional?
Yeah.
Would you be? I would have been emotional. This my town. He prances around like the king of LA.
What's his Instagram
Correct?
name?
LA Confidential.
There you go.
How is LA Confidential not on that Super Bowl stage with the Rams if I'm the king of LA? And then you got a New York dude out here. You got a Detroit dude out
Yeah,
here.
Chicago
and you got a
dude.
New York chick out here. Who's the Chicago dude?
No, I'm saying Kanye.
Oh,
from Chicago.
Kanye is exactly. So you got these people that's on this stage, and I'm looking like I'm the man in LA. When I go out to these parties right now, they want to see me more than they want to see Dre and Mary and all. They want to see Game. How am I not on that stage?
I think
That's real.
I think he's been emotional. It's nothing new. I followed the dude career back in 2002-3 when 50 first stopped dealing with him and Dr. Dre continued to deal with him. He was emotional right then and there. I think he made a miscalculated decision and he thought that he could stop dealing with 50 Cent and somehow still have ties to
With
Dr.
Dre.
And that was a very miscalculated decision. And it was the decision that made his career where it is today.
But do you think, but bigger, on some real, if you was young, you wouldn't think that? He's with the gangs.
No.
I'm from LA.
No.
I'm sold 5 million records.
You never cross your handler.
But I understand, but he's young. We talk about the frontal lobe
No,
not
even
being
young.
developed.
How old was he at the time? I knew
24,
that.
25?
Still, the frontal lobe is just
That's what I'm saying.
Let
He's
me
so
tell you
young.
something.
24,
When you
25 with
from-
millions
when
of
you
dollars.
from where you need to be, you know that at 15 years old, you don't never cross your handler.
But he ain't thinking he crossing. Like,
How
if
you
I'm
win?
if I'm originally
Nah, he did.
No,
How
I
you
think
win?
he crossed.
Yeah, he
did.
I personally think he crossed. When I saw it in real time,
Yeah.
I said, "You're bugging."
Exactly.
Okay,
You don't
but
never.
coming from the state of mind of a young rapper like we all talk, the drill dudes and all that, you take this rapper, you give him 5 million records sold, 8 million records worldwide, all of these fucking millions. He might look at Dre and say, "Why you not gonna rock with me? I can be as big as him with your budget and with your strength. I don't need him," is what he would be thinking. Why would he think that when he's the king of the West? The West Coast is free game to him. Snoop isn't that guy no more. He's a rapper. It's only one rap out. No Kendrick. It's Game everywhere. Why would Game not think I could be as big as this man? It was a wrong decision.
Absolutely.
But being a young man with a lot of money and a lot of sweat and moving around town, you would say, "Yo, Dre, we're from LA." But
What's
he
up?
picked the wrong man.
Yes.
He picked the man that's about his money.
About his business.
That's it.
Yeah, he ain't about
Fuck all
none of
that
that. Yeah.
LA,
Yeah, all
West
that
Coast,
stuff.
bang, bang.
This dude
No,
right here
nigga.
is poppin'.
I'm about my bread and M called me and said he not fucking with you because 50 not fucking with you.
Exactly.
So 50 and M not fucking with you. Guess
I
what?
ain't fucking
I ain't
with you.
fucking with you.
Yeah. It's simple. This nigga just
mathematics.
sold
Simple mathematics.
10 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You a nobody.
Yeah, and you squash the beef, but I'm not putting you on the $50 million, and I don't know the amount of the price, but I'm just saying it's money. I'm not putting you on this stage to ruin my legacy. Period. Dr. Dre he has to be a legacy man now because he got a mountain of bread, a mountain of credits. So this got to be about what am I gonna do now? I put out the headphones. I'm rich off that. I'm the first dude to do the show for the football dudes. What else am I gonna do that's big?
On
now?
that stage, he
let's
showed you who built his
let's look
legacy.
at the characteristics. Game turned on the team that was building him up in enemy territory. Not enemy territory, but like you're away from everybody and all of a sudden you got a different decision. First decision. Second decision. You started taking it really far as the drama. Not just deciding to split, but deciding to actually start a whole alternative campaign against what was already going on, what you was already a part of. Kanye West does records with you. Wouldn't Get By, Dream. You turn around, and this his wife. After they're married. Not before, after. I think the character itself kind of like displayed, yo, this is why. And that's what was said in Dr. Dre's
It's just unstable.
This is why.
I mean, I can't argue with Dre. I like yo. The bad thing about me is I like Game and what he brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
He brings something to the table that nobody brings to the table.
However, being a wild card, sometimes it's tough for people to side with you because you're a wild card.
Me and you had experience with that. I was definitely a wild card at one time, and they threw me to the side.
Yeah.
Things that they tell me about.
was
You
a
was a
wild
wild
card.
card.
Yo,
Threw
Threw
me
you to the side. As a casualty of war.
Remember when we went to what was whatever his album release at Julon Club? Remember that exec when he walked up? What did he say to me?
Oh, Heineken, you still out here making niggas uncomfortable. Keep doing your thing.
Because from all the interviews, you know.
And I walked away and I said, yo, because we used to argue about this shit. I should be like, yo, stop making niggas uncomfortable. We got to come from the side of, we understand where they coming from. And when that man walked in there, I won't ever forget that. I looked at him, I said, are you comfortable with that?
Was he?
Nah, he wasn't. And that was the moment that he realized we got to do something else with this platform.
Right.
Because that idea of people coming in, that's trash for us. It might look good for the street niggas and you making niggas uncomfortable. You ask niggas questions that they don't want to talk about, blah, blah, blah. But to build a relationship, that's somebody that they trust for you to sit down and talk to.
Right.
That's what we had to go through. And from that moment, when he changed it, it was like a shot in the dark. From that point, he reevaluated everything and said, yo, I'm gonna go do this shit like this. And our shit started going up from there.
Bang, bang.
That was one of the things. It wasn't just him. It was things that I had to do too. But on his end, that's what started taking us up from there. And people started saying, y'all talking about real shit instead of controversial shit.
Well, sometimes you get stuck in a routine, whether it be through traumas, but some people do things based on trauma. And nobody, it's not an excuse. Nobody has to understand you. They don't have to. But in some cases, that does happen. In this particular case, I feel like Game doesn't know how to expect better out of his situation. You dig what I'm saying?
You think he's desperate?
I don't think he's desperate, but I don't think he knows how to expect something better because it would preemptively control his own behavior if he could believe that these things could be mended.
Because I would have to do this now.
Right.
And I would have to deal with this and I have to be this way.
And I wouldn't be on Drink Champ saying Kanye West did more for me than Dr. Dre.
And do I like that better?
Because
that was.
I don't know if it's actually true.
No, I don't. But I feel you though.
That's what I'm
angle.
saying. Like the Game might be telling the truth. I don't know, but public perception
overrules a lot.
Overrules
a lot of reality.
A lot. And I think if there was any angle to it, it's the forgiveness.
I think if he understood what protocol was, if he understood what humility was, if he understood what being humble was, would help him a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but troubled kids gravitate to forgiveness.
Yeah, exactly. So to this moment, he's blocking his own blessing from, I don't know 50 personally, but I know his prototype. If Game was just a goddamn, paid a goddamn humble respect, that he's supposed to pay, this wouldn't even be an issue. The whole issue started because 50 looked at him and was like, oh, nigga.
I think if he comes back humble to 50, 50's gonna squash him. 50 that dude, you come back humble to me, Put your head right here. Let me stomp on your fucking
Not
head.
necessarily. I don't see him like that.
Crush,
I don't
crush
see him
your
like
enemy
that. I don't see
completely.
him
He's
like
a
that.
cancer like my father. They're not forgiving people.
They're not forgiven
You know that.
unless you repent.
You think so?
If
They're
you
not
repent,
forgiving.
they could
Cancers
be
are
forgiven.
woo.
If you're not in repentance, then there's no forgiveness.
They rugged,
if
bro.
you came back to him
Yo,
in
listen.
repentance, I think you
If
could
I wrote
forgive.
your biggest record
Exactly,
and I
that's major.
could pull up 10 records, would you calling me a snitch
Exactly.
Or-
that's major.
or homosexual when I'm not?
Yes, major.
You gotta be
don't have
humble.
to
You
forgive
have to come back.
don't have
You don't have to forgive me. I got you. I got you.
But you have to.
I
But
agree, that's what I'm saying.
for
If he
me
come
to
back, that's why he
consider
was
it,
squashing.
for me
Don't
to
have
even
to.
consider
Right,
it,
exactly.
you got to come back and
So,
apologize.
should you ever bow down, that might be the day that I step on your head.
That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
So,
No.
it is what it is.
Go ahead right now.
It is what it
Wrong
is,
right there.
man.
That's wrong right there.
Write in the comments who you think is wrong, what you believe about this situation. Because, you know, we all love hip hop. We all love the story of it. And this is one particular situation where there is so many angles of why this shit is going the way it is. You know what I mean?
Layers to pull back.
Layers.
This Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.